Tonight, the wave maker that lulls you to sleep, the way to let gravity end back pain, and get a free quartz alarm just for ordering on the Sharper Image Living Catalog with your host, Richard Thalheimer.
Welcome back to the Sharper Image Living Catalog. This is the cable version of the 56-page color catalog that's coming in your mailbox right now. The Summer '82 catalog is out, and you'll be getting one in your mailbox soon. If you don't, we'll show you later in the show how you can send $1 and get a year subscription to this beautiful catalog. In it are over 150 different products, and they are the most unusual products in the world. In fact, the first product on tonight's show is something that will turn your world upside down. But before I show you that, let me explain how you can get a free $24 Pierre Cardin travel quartz alarm clock simply by placing an order in the hour following tonight's show for one of the products that you're going to see in just a moment. Here's the clock. Made by the famous firm licensed by Pierre Cardin, this clock is the latest technology. It has a quartz movement, meaning it's accurate to 10 seconds a year, or 10 seconds a month, about a minute a year, and it works on one small battery that will last for an entire year. So this is perfect when you're traveling. For one thing, it doesn't have any ticking sound like those old clocks used to that you had to wind up. These new electronic quartz clocks are completely silent. And it does have an alarm function which will wake you up when you're traveling. Now this clock is in the brand new summer catalog, and it's yours simply by placing an order for any one of the products that I'll show you tonight if you call in the hour following the show and if you mention the television cable catalog. Now if you have a catalog at home of your own, one of our 48 or 56-page catalogs, you can order anything in that catalog tonight and also get the clock, but the order must be of $100 or more, and you must mention the television cable catalog. That's all you have to do, and the clock will be yours. Now, you know hanging upside down is good for you. For one thing, the brain can use the extra oxygen. So here's a device that does this in a scientific way. And we're going to meet the man behind this product, Chris Wentworth, right now. Chris, I'm so glad you could join us in the Sharper Image Living Catalog.
Well, thanks for having me on the show, Richard.
This is a great looking product. It is big and it's made out of steel, and it looks like it's going to turn the world upside down.
Well, that's the idea. The gravity guider, which you see here, was developed by Dr. Robert Martin in Pasadena about 20 years ago to help people with back problems. The idea behind it is that your whole life, gravity's pulling you down. You think about it, you've got the pressure on your shoulders, feet get sore, a little swelling in the legs, and you're sitting, you're lifting things going on all day, and at the end of the day, you feel a little bit stiff. So,
not to mention you might have a very compressed disc and be really in pain.
That's right.
For those of you who have back problems, you're going to really enjoy learning what this does.
Essentially what this will do is turn you upside down and lengthen and stretch out the back.
Let's see.
Let me show you here. This is the inversion boot, which hooks you onto the unit.
This is steel and neoprene rubber. It's very sturdy looking. You compared it to a ski boot earlier, didn't you?
Yeah, it's very much like a ski boot in the feel. Just clips around the ankle. One size will fit all.
Yep.
And the boot has been tested to a remarkable 1,200 pounds of weight, so it's very, very safe.
While Chris is sitting on the gravity guidance system, let me just mention that it took us only about 20 minutes to assemble this before the show using a simple screwdriver and a pair of pliers.
Now this is very easy to use. As you saw, I just clip my feet on, lean back, and the first exercise you do with it is the swinging or oscillating. Just swinging up and down, moving your arms. This is a delightfully relaxing movement because it stretches the spine and then compresses it slightly, stretching again. In effect, it's like a massage for the whole back and all the muscles along the side of the spine. At the same time, you can feel the blood circulation moving back and forth. There's a tremendously invigorating and revitalizing feeling to it.
It looks like fun.
Now you can also bring it all the way up and hang straight down. And not only can you hang straight down, but you can exercise in this position, which is one of the great features of the system. You'd start out by just simply doing very gentle, natural movements moving from side to side, rocking back and forth. And then you can get into a more vigorous type of exercise, stretching the spine out, doing some arching exercises for the shoulders, and even getting more aggressive and pushing it a little bit farther for those of you who are in better condition.
Now, because of the boots, that doesn't hurt your ankles at all, like to hang like that, does it?
No, the boots will pivot and move and allow you to exercise freely. That's the part of the genius behind the whole system. Now I can also twist and
Now, you're in no danger
stretch.
of being dropped on your head, are you?
No, this whole unit will hold well over 500 pounds.
Wow.
Now, strengthening the stomach muscles is one of the most important things you can do for helping your back, because the stomach is what keeps the back in line. You can also come up and stretch out the hamstrings. This is a perfect exercise for any runner or jogger, tennis player, racquetball player. Well, you can just feel it stretch right down the back of your legs. And then you come down.
Now, how do you get out of this when you're upside down like that?
Well, you just pull the bed towards you, and very gently it just swings forward.
So you can do that all by yourself. You don't need any help at
That's
all
right.
to get out of this.
That's right.
Now, isn't it true that in hospitals they use something like this if you have a compressed disc to relieve the pain?
Well, in hospitals, many hospitals are beginning to use the gravity guiding equipment now. And most of them, or all of them, use what's called intermittent traction. They stretch out the back and relax it. So you have the same principle with this, but what this offers you is a lightweight system that you can use in your home by yourself at your own convenience.
How much room does it take to actually use it in your home? Like, will an average-sized bedroom hold it?
Yes, as long as you have an 8-foot ceiling and just a little bit of space.
Now, if you have an 8-foot ceiling and perhaps have some back pain or would just simply like to feel better, this is an ideal way to try on our 30-day home trial the world's most scientific and advanced gravity system. It costs $450, which admittedly is not a small amount of money. But what I think about that is that, you know, if you've got a back problem, it's a small amount of money to pay to get some relief for it.
Not only that, if you have a back problem, you can't go out and run or play tennis or have fun. You might have to take time off work. In a very short period of time, it really pays for itself.
Isn't that the truth? Chris, this has been the most interesting demonstration that we've ever had on the SHRP Image Living Catalog. Now, this book you wanted us to
Yes,
mention.
this is the book by Dr. Robert Martin. It comes with the system. It gives you the whole concept and exercise that you can use with it.
Promise me you'll come back and give us a longer demonstration.
We'll do that, Richard.
Okay. That's really super. A wonderful product. This is on page 4 of the new summer catalog. So if you've got your summer catalog, you can see that on page 4. It sells for $450, and you'll get your free Pierre Cardin clock when you order the gravity guidance system. Don't forget the product numbers that we're showing you on the television screen to help you order. Remember Elise Ng, who was here on last week's show? She's here tonight.
I'm back.
Thanks.
Hello.
You made it back.
I came back to show you the set of samurai swords
I thought this was a letter opener, Elise.
for Giant. Well, you know, with the popularity of the book and the television movie Shogun, people have been really interested in Japanese culture and tradition. The SHRP Image is offering this set of swords. Together, the set of swords is called Daisho, and it was the badge, the mark of a badge of a true samurai. Only samurai were allowed to possess a set of swords like this.
Now,
These are real swords.
they're real swords.
They're not aluminum, they're not that inexpensive stuff. These are real swords of tempered steel.
Well, let's see.
They're sharp. You got to be careful.
Here, give me a letter, somebody. No, I'm just.
No. Now, this large sword was
Ooh.
used for combat.
I didn't mean it, Elise.
It was used for combat, you know. The smaller sword was also used for combat, but that was for confined quarters.
Like if you're in a close area and you haven't got room
Right.
to swing your big sword, you use this little sword, huh?
Yes. And together, you could use the swords together. They also used the swords together so that if they had a prisoner and they wanted to keep him against the wall, they had him like that.
Wow.
And they're heavy. This sword weighs about 4 pounds. It's not, you know.
I have to mention, these are made not in Japan, but in Toledo, Spain, by a sword manufacturer who's been making swords for 400 years, and they have copied the exact design of the Japanese sword.
Right.
So these are real swords. They're actually tempered.
These are real swords, and if you'll close that,
Okay.
I'll show you something in
Hold
the
that one for you.
in the scabbard
Oh, show me
of
on
these
this one.
swords. Okay, in the scabbard of these swords, this looks like it's just an ornate brass plate, but it really comes out and it's a sharp knife, and an expert could use it to, you know, throw and be
Now,
very precise with.
let's just quickly tell the people that you'll get both the swords, the long sword, which is called,
Well, the longsword doesn't have a special name.
oh, and the short sword, which is called,
These are called Cosco blades. But
And
the
you'll
set of swords and the holder,
Yes.
which is called katana kate.
both of those sell for $295, and you will get both of them and the stand, and that's the only way they come, along with the Pierre Cardin clock, for a total of $295. These are real swords. You should be very careful in your home. If you have small children, you should not let them play with them. Some people want to know if they can use this instead of a Cuisinart for large vegetables. The answer is yes.
These swords really, we're not selling them as swords. We're selling them as decorative ornaments.
For your home.
Right.
Good. So if you want to decorate your home with a genuine replica of Japanese art, a living replica, here it is on the SHRP Image Living Catalog. Let's just briefly remind the people, if you've just tuned in, you know, this is an electronic version of the SHRP Image Catalog. And we're going to show you tonight about 7 different products. Any of the products that I show you, or that Elise shows with me, or that Chris from the Gravity Guided System shows you, can be ordered and sent right to your home on a 30-day home trial. All you need is a MasterCard, a Visa card, an American Express, or a Diners Club, and your telephone. Now, when you see the product number on the screen of a product that you like, you simply pick up the telephone and call the toll-free number. There's 2 different numbers, one inside California and one outside California. Inside California, it's 800-622-0733. Outside California, as you'll see, it's 800-227-3436. Write down the numbers, and in the hour following the show, call the numbers, give us your credit card number and the product number that you'd like to order. Then you'll get the Pierre Cardin clock, which sells for $24 in the new catalog, free of charge. Now, the next product.
This is the world's first Ana-Digi-watch for women. It's made by Seiko, and everyone knows that Seiko means excellent quality.
I thought it meant high price tags.
No, well, not at the SHRP Image. We're selling this watch for $159, which is about 20% less than you'd find it in a store. A store would sell it for about $200.
What's so unusual about this watch?
Well, it keeps time in 2 time zones. You can set the analog dial for your local time, and then on the digital readout, you can set that for another time in another part of the world. It also features day and date and has a 24-hour alarm. And it's beautiful. It has a
I wonder if
black
the camera
leather.
can come in close enough to show them exactly those 2 little displays.
It has
and
a
how
black
they work.
leather or black
That's
lizard
upside down.
rather.
I'll turn it this way.
Black lizard.
Now hold it real steady.
Band.
Right there. Can you get a close up on that?
And it's very chic
Hold
looking.
it
I
steady
think
right there. Now this little light portion in the bottom is a separate digital readout. And this is the first time in a woman's watch that we've seen these digital readouts along with the regular hands. And did we mention this is a quartz watch, which means it has
Right, it's
accuracy
quartz.
of 10 seconds a month,
Right.
about a minute or 2 a year.
Very accurate. And it's only $159 by Seiko.
Normally sells for nearly $200 in stores, but in the SHRP Image Catalog, we've marked it down 20% to give you a savings. And you'll get your $24 Pierre Cardin travel clock simply by ordering, right?
Yes.
Now, we have a special surprise in the last minute before the break, and here it is. You're wondering, why does this card have a fishbowl and balloons on it? Well, the balloons are supposed to say that somebody's getting a present. And in this case, the people getting a present are those who have ordered from the SHRP Image Living Catalog in the last few shows, because we have put a few names in here of those people, and we're going to actually give them
Quite a few names,
quite
actually.
a few names. We're going to give some of these people one of the Pierre Cardin travel clocks free of charge simply by calling in the hour following the show. You don't even have to buy anything. Just pick up the phone, dial, and identify yourself. Give us your address and the product that you ordered off the past show, and we'll send you one of those clocks free of charge. So, this is Mr. Austin Welchins in Richmond, Virginia. So, Austin, if you're out there, if you'll dial the phone number 800-227-3436 and identify yourself, we're going to send you a free Pierre Cardin clock. Let's give a couple more away. Who's this?
This is a W.C. McNally from North Canton, Ohio.
Mr. or Ms. McNally, if you'll pick up your phone and call, we'll give you a free Pierre Cardin travel clock.
What do they have to say when they call?
They have to say, "My name is McNally, I want my clock." But you have to call in the hour following the television show or you won't get it. Now, we'll be back after the break to show you some more fascinating products. We'll give you a chance to call up and get your clock or to place an order. See you in just a moment.
It's easy to order from the Sharper Image Living Catalog. Just have your credit card handy and dial our toll-free numbers, 800-227-3436. That's 800-227-3436. In California, dial 800-622-0733. That's 800-622-0733. Our operators are on duty 24 hours a day, and those operators are Sharper Image employees. They're happy to help speed your order. If you'd like a copy of our 48-page color catalog to read along with the Living Catalog, just send $1 to the Sharper Image Living Catalog, 755 Davis Street, Department 7000, San Francisco, California, 94111. That's the Sharper Image Living Catalog, 755 Davis Street, Department 7000, San Francisco, California, 94111. Once again, here are our toll-free numbers to place your order. And stay tuned for more fascinating products from the Sharper Image.
Welcome back. Don't forget, in the hour after tonight's show, if you call the toll-free numbers and order, you will receive a complimentary $24 Pierre Cardin travel clock at no charge whatsoever, simply by ordering one of the products that you're seeing tonight, or ordering $100 or more worth of products from our regular color catalog. Now, some people have asked, can they keep this clock if they by any chance decide to use their 30-day return privilege and send some product back that they're not happy with? You know, any product that you order from the Sharper Image catalog can be returned for a prompt, courteous refund, including the delivery charge if you're not 100% satisfied. If you do get the Pierre Cardin travel clock as part of your bonus for ordering, you will have to return it also, though, with your product if you decide not to keep it. We hope you're satisfied, 100% satisfied, and this clock is one way of ensuring your satisfaction. But if you're not happy for any reason, you do have to send it back along with your product to get a prompt refund. Now, I'm going to show you a few more products, and some of them are really interesting. The first one is the world's best sound conditioner. A sound conditioner is a product that conditions the sound in your home or office so that you can get a good night's sleep. And here's the best one. It's made by Marsona. Marsona is known for having the only machine that lets you choose several different types of sounds, such as surf, rain, waterfall. Let me show you what a surf sounds like going in and out. Here it comes. It's a very distant surf. Come on. Well, where's this surf? Oh, God. I feel like I've just been tumbled over practically by the surf. It finally came in. Here's a waterfall sound. No, that's rain. Here's waterfall. The waterfall is a little bit deeper sound, and I don't know if you can imagine that you're standing right beneath Niagara Falls, and in the background is this rushing, tremendous amount of water coming over the edge of the waterfall. That's exactly what it sounds like. You know, this is very useful if you have noises in your neighborhood, such as passing cars or people upstairs walking around, because it lets you mask those sounds with a sound that scientists have found to be most effective in controlling your sleep. What they've discovered is that you get more of the deeper, more relaxing type of sleep if you're listening to conditioned sound. I don't know exactly how this works, but the few times that I've had trouble getting to sleep and I've just tuned my Marsona on to a frequency or a sound that was very pleasing, I found that sure enough, in no time I was asleep, and when I woke up I really felt refreshed. So I guess what you can say is that the scientific approach to conditioned sound makes a lot of sense if you've ever had problems sleeping or relaxing. For $129, that's a small amount to pay to get the relaxation and peace of mind that you need. So if you'd like to try Marsona, use the product number that you're seeing on your television screen and call the toll-free number give us your credit card number and order one for yourself. It'll come to your door in 2 weeks along with the Pierre Cardin travel quartz, and you can see for yourself what it feels like. Now, have I got a deal for you? You know, the other day I was walking along. This man walked up and he said, "Look, buddy, I got all these watches here, and they're worth thousands of dollars." And he pulled one out, and it looked just like this. The watch he had was a watch that cost thousands of dollars. This watch actually only costs $125 because it's made by Thalheimer. And Thalheimer, as you may know, is one of those companies that has gotten in on the quartz revolution. The quartz revolution means that now in a very thin, accurate timepiece, you can get accuracy of 10 seconds per month, or about 5 minutes per year. And this watch is so advanced, it doesn't even have a winding stem. It has a mineral glass crystal, which is very important, and it has a crownless setting stem, which means there is no crown here. You simply use a pencil or a pen and press in the side of the watch to set the hours of the dates. And the little hands move around all by themselves when you simply press them with the point of a pen or a pencil. Now, this mesh band is a copy of an Italian design that is sold for thousands of dollars. It's very flexible and it's completely adjustable. And when you have it on your wrist, you will look like a very successful person, or a big spender, or perhaps just a very dashing person. This is a very good-looking, thin man's watch. It's really handsome. And for $125, you could not get a better watch. And when you think that you also get the Pierre Cardin travel clock as well, that's just a super value, and one that I could not be more encouraged about. You know, the television shopping, the cable catalog, has been known for offering bargains which are not available anywhere, not even in the regular SHRP image catalog. And to get this and this for $125 is just a stunning price. Now, Elise is going to show us the newest, most plush lamb's wool rug I've ever seen.
This is beautiful lamb's wool from New Zealand. And it's a beautiful color. It's very soft. And the reason it's so
big.
soft, yes, it's big. It's 4 lamb skins sewn together.
Oh, I see where they're sewn. Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous.
And the reason it's so soft is that it's not sheepskin, it's lamb's wool, which is much softer and a lighter shade.
Let's put it up here and show a close-up of this. Now, what do you use this for exactly?
Well, you can use this on your floor. It's washable. So if you get it dirty, you just throw it in the washer.
Like you put this in front of a roaring fire and
right.
sit out with
You
a glass
can
of
put
wine?
it on your bed. It would look beautiful on top of your bedspread. It's very warm.
So soft.
And it's been specially treated so that even though you may get dirt on it and you wash it, it comes back.
Now, what's the
It comes
difference
back nice
between
and
lamb's
soft.
wool and sheepskin? I didn't really understand that.
Lamb's wool is younger, of course, lamb, and it's just softer. And this is from New Zealand. It's very luxurious. New Zealand is known for producing very luxurious lamb's wool.
Made in New Zealand, $199, and actually 4 skins sewn together. So it's about, what, 4 feet by 6 feet.
Approximately.
And you can actually hand wash it, or you can throw it in your washer at home and dry it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
when
it's beautiful.
When John, our product director, first found this, he was real excited. He said, "Richard, you know, I've got a rug that I've never seen equaled in terms of value." And I said, "Well, how much was it?" He said, "Well, $199, but rugs like this normally sell for $250 to $300. Now, this comes to your home on our 30-day return privilege trial. So you can actually try it for yourself. You can put it in front of your own fireplace. You can turn your living room into a zone of pleasure and see what it looks like in your home. Now, the last product on tonight's show is this brass and oak valet.
Yes.
We had a valet, I might mention in the book, about a year ago that was $169, and this one is only $129.
An excellent value. This is solid oak. It's an oversized coat hanger. And then this down here is for either ties or slacks. And it's beautifully finished brass. It has very ornate legs.
Let me hang my coat on there.
You can hang your coat on there.
Watches and all. See, when you come home from a heavy day of watch selling and you want to hang your coat someplace, this is where you put it, right?
And it has a tray here, so for those of you who are forgetful and misplace their keys or their wallet or their coins, and then they go out and they can't find anything, you can put everything right here when you get home.
Oh, that's
Save
great.
yourself time, preserve your coat so it's not crumpled up in a chair.
This
And,
is solid brass, by the way, not
Yeah,
just brass
solid
plated.
brass, solid oak for $129.
Gee, that's beautiful. And then when you're ready to go to work the next day, you just take your raincoat and your watches, put on your coat, and
And find everything you need right here.
That is a beautiful valet, and for $129, and you get your $24 Pierre Cardin clock absolutely free. That is a super value. Really nice, and you can try this yourself. It comes in a little small box. Put it together with a few simple screws and a pair of pliers. Now, one thing I have to remember, because I meant to mention this last week, you know, Elizabeth Weingand in Santa Barbara, California, wrote us a very nice letter, and I wanted to read this. Just a note to let you know what a joy it is to do business with your company. Always prompt service, and most important, always prompt attention to refunds. All this with your great merchandise makes you outstanding in the mail order field. Keep up the good work. Elizabeth Weingand. That is very nice. And Elizabeth, if you're watching tonight, if you will call in the hour following this show, we would be delighted to send you a Pierre Cardin quartz clock, because that is one of the nicest notes we've gotten in quite a few months, and I really appreciate you thinking of us. You know, all the products that you've seen tonight are available and can be sent right to your home in the next 2 weeks simply by picking up the phone and calling the toll-free phone numbers. You are the only judge of the quality of these products. We've already looked at them carefully. We've researched hundreds of products, and we feel that these are the best values we can possibly find in each category. But you have to decide for yourself by calling us and letting us send them to your home. Then you try them. Try them for 30 days. If you're not 100% satisfied, we'll give you your money back, because we want you to be a Sharper Image customer for many years to come. Thanks for watching tonight's show. Tune in next week at the same time, and we'll see you then.
Our operators are on duty 24 hours a day to take your order. And those operators are Sharper Image employees. So if you have any questions, just ask. They'll be happy to help.
VC 411, Cut 2, Sharper Image Living Catalog, Show 15, recorded April 22nd, 82, air as logged, stand by for count.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Tonight, the best outdoor cooker you can buy, the weight scale that remembers, and your chance to get a free Pierre Cardin travel alarm on the Sharper Image Living Catalog with your host, Richard Thalheimer.
Good evening. I'm Richard Thalheimer, your host, and this is the Sharper Image Living Catalog. Your mailbox may have the Sharper Image Summer 82 catalog in it right now. If you're not getting it, you want to send in to the address that we'll show you later in the show so you can get your own catalog. In it are 150 of the world's most exciting products, and on tonight's cable catalog, you'll see 7 of them demonstrated right here. Now you can order any of the products that I'm going to show you tonight, and if you do, you'll receive a special gift. This Pierre Cardin travel quartz alarm clock is in the new catalog, and in the catalog it's $24. But tonight, any product you order in the hour following the show will come accompanied by a complimentary $24 Pierre Cardin travel quartz. Now this alarm clock has accuracy to plus or minus 10 seconds per month or 5 minutes a year, thanks to the miracle of quartz technology. It has an alarm, and it's designed really for traveling because it's so quiet that it won't keep you awake at night with the loud ticking like a lot of mechanical travel clocks. So when you order tonight, you'll get the Pierre Cardin travel clock as our complimentary gift to you, and if you order any products out of the summer catalog, you can also receive the Pierre Cardin clock simply by mentioning that you saw the clock on the television show and that you're ordering in order to get your free clock. But you have to do it in the hour following the show, and if you don't order one of the products on tonight's show and instead order products in the catalog, you have to spend at least $100 to get your clock. Every product you order from the Sharper Image comes with a full 30-day money-back guarantee, so you must be 100% satisfied. That's our policy, and you can depend on it. Now, let's show you 7 of the most unusual products from the new summer catalog. Tonight, Elise Ng, who is a Sharper Image employee, along with me, is here to show us and you a few of these products.
Well, this first product is the best outdoor cooker you can find.
Call it the best outdoor cooker.
Yes, it does everything. Roast, barbecue, smoke, steam, and it cooks up to 50 pounds of meat at one time. You don't have to do anything.
Well, is this one of these heavy?
It's called the Smoke and Pit. Well,
it's big.
Wait a minute.
It's heavy.
Okay.
I thought this was one of those cheap little home cookers.
No, this is cold rolled steel and has a rust-proof enamel finish. If you were going to cook just 25 pounds of meat, you would only use this section with the lid. If you want to add and cook 50 pounds of meat, you would add on the smoke and stack section. But before you put it on, there's something we should show in here. This is why this is so great. You never have to baste your meat because it has this tray in here. Well, the bottom tray in there holds your barbecue charcoal. This tray catches the juices, and you can put beer or wine or whatever you want to baste your meat in into this bowl here. You fit that in. Then you put your meat on top, and then you cook it. And what happens is that as the meat cooks, the juices drip down, turns into steam, comes to the top, condenses, and then drops back down on the meat and bastes the meat. So you never have to sit there, go back every hour, pull the lid off, baste it, run back and forth. You just put it all in.
It continually
and forget
bastes
it. Right.
Automatically.
Right. And it's wonderful.
Now, that is supposed to cut down the amount of shrinkage, I read,
yes,
as well as making the meat more tender and juicy.
Yes, it does. It cuts meat shrinkage by about 15%, and it comes with a cookbook.
Now, supposing I'm one of these old-fashioned people that just doesn't know how to do that, and I just want to, be like the typical male out there on Sunday afternoon flipping hamburgers.
It does that too.
Yeah?
Does that too.
I could just put my charcoal in there and
put your
flip
charcoal
away.
in. Maybe you wouldn't put the bowl there because you don't want the liquid condensing. But
Now, can I use this middle thing?
yeah, this is for the other 25 pounds, so you can cook up to 50 pounds of meat at once.
One thing I wondered though, would you ever use the middle thing just for charcoaling so it'd be higher up, or is the charcoal too far away?
I think that's too far away.
So you use the lower part and just sit it on something like our entertainment card or
Yes.
something.
And
This
it's
sells.
only $99.
Go ahead. I thought for $99 this was a terrific buy. It is so heavy, and these handles are wood, and the bowls inside are porcelain, so it is a very well-made product.
And it does everything.
This is made in the USA, by the way. Really colorful, good-looking, the kind of thing you'd be proud to have on your patio. And for $99, I can't imagine getting something this substantial for any less.
No, it's called the Smoke and Pit.
Smoke and Pit by Brinkman, which is a very high-quality company and one whose products have been in the Sharper Image catalog before, and everything we sold from Brinkman has really worked well and performed well. Look at the product number on the television screen. This is the product number you'll use along with the toll-free number outside California, 800-227-3436. The product number that you see on the screen occasionally with each product identifies the product carefully so that when you call the toll-free order takers, you can tell them I want to order BK727, the Brinkman Smoke and Pit for $99. And then if you mention the Sharper Image Living catalog and that you're calling in the hour following the show, they will give you the Pierre Cardin travel clock, which normally sells for $24 at no charge, in addition to the smoking pit. Now, what's the scale over
Well,
here?
after you've eaten the 50 pounds of meat,
Right.
you may want to watch your weight.
This is a good-looking scale.
Well, what it does is you can program in your weight monthly, weekly, daily, whatever, or you can use these buttons to program in different members of your family's weight, so you will always remember what your last weight was. That way, if you're on a diet, you can't cheat and say, you know, I didn't really gain that much weight. I weighed this much last week, because this will remember.
Well, it's got a little drawing here of the papa and the mama and the two babies. What does that mean?
Well, children like to watch as they grow. They like to watch how much weight they're gaining. Adults would rather see the other.
You know, the way this works, I was figuring this out in the office yesterday. You get on here, it starts at 0. You wait till your weight is displayed. It has large LED digits about ½ an inch tall. And then when you see your weight, you press the memory button for your position. And that freezes that number in the memory bank. So next time when you step on the scale, you simply press the button again, for example, the one that says Papa. And when you press that one, your weight from before comes on the screen, and you'll see what your last weight was. And then you release it, your weight today comes on, and you can compare the two.
Or you can find out what everyone else's weight was, too, in your family. They may not tell you, and you can
Or you can just
press
sneak
the
up
button.
and see their weight,
Yeah.
and check on your wife and see
Right.
if she's sticking to her diet or not. This can be yours for a 30-day home trial simply by calling the Sharper Image Living Catalog toll-free ordering numbers. You can use your Visa card, your MasterCard, your American Express, your Diners Club, simply to call up and ask to have it sent to your home on a 30-day home trial. The scale sells for
$119.
$119, and there is a small delivery charge for each product, which the operator will tell you. It's not usually very much, maybe $3 or $4 or $5. Some of the bigger products cost more, but a small scale like this, which I might point out, comes knocked down in a box, and you just put it together when it arrives. All the products that we sell have been tested to make sure we can assemble them, because we have sold some products in the past where we had one product one year where it took literally 2 or 3, 4 hours to put it together, and we heard so much about that from the customer that now we check the products to make sure we can assemble them first. So you're guaranteed to be delighted with this digital memory scale, or of course you can send it back within 30 days for a prompt, courteous refund. We're going to take a break in just a moment, but before we do, we have the names of a few people here who ordered off the last Sharper Image television catalogs, and we want to give those of you whose names are in here, a few of you at least, a free Pierre Cardin clock is our way of saying thanks for shopping with the Sharper Image. So Mr. W.C. Rutledge in Miami, Florida, would call up in the hour following the show. We have a Pierre Cardin travel clock for you, and we'll give away one more to John Kirkpatrick in Loveland, Colorado. John, I don't know exactly what you ordered from the Living Catalog, but if you will call the toll-free numbers and identify yourself and tell us what you ordered, then we'll send you a Pierre Cardin travel clock as our complimentary gift for being a Sharper Image customer. Now, in the second half of the show, we're going to show you a few more interesting products. One of them will be the Pioneer cassette radio. This is one of the most interesting products that we have in terms of an outdoor entertainment center that can give you good quality sound and yet do it at a price far below that of fine stereo equipment. It sells for $275, but we'll show it to you after the break. You know, every product that you order from the Sharper Image catalog comes with a 30-day return privilege. That means that you can try these products on a home trial, and you decide, if you don't agree with us, that these are the best products in each of their category and that the prices are just absolutely the best you'll find. And if not, you can certainly send it back within 30 days for a prompt, courteous refund. Well, why don't we just go ahead and show you what the Pioneer sounds like right now. The FM radio tunes with this knob over here. Now, the unusual thing about this is even though it's small, it's got a large sound quality. And the unique feature about it is that you can switch from one music source to another simply by pressing a button. For example, if I press the cassette tape and we turn on the cassette, there's no record or play button or stop button that I have to press to get out of the cassette mode and get back into the radio mode. So if I want to go to AM right now, I can just press AM, and it goes right there without having to go through a normal stop button. Same with off. This is made by Pioneer, one of the leading names in home electronics. It uses 3 different power sources. You can plug it into your car cigarette lighter, you can plug it into your wall outlet at home, or you can use 8 C-cell batteries. We looked at a lot of different stereo cassette players. We chose this one because it seemed to have the best sound quality for under $300. It's only $275, and it has a unique feature that's very interesting. You can take any microphone and plug it into standard jack adaptable input mic function, and then you can actually mix your voice with the music of the station or the tape that you're listening to. So you can actually mix the sound over the audio track that you're using. Then, if you wish to use the microphone in a different function, you can use the Pioneer as a public address system, simply plugging your microphone into the Pioneer and then using its amplifier to address a group if you're in a running group and you have 40 or 100 people there and you want to have a little amplification of your voice. Of course, the ideal use, and most guys want to use this, to go to the beach with their girlfriend or wife and listen to good music, or go to a picnic and have really good music, high quality music, and yet when you go home, it's still good enough to use at home as a portable stereo system. At $275, admittedly it is expensive, but you compare that to $600 for a permanent stereo system that sounds this good, and it really isn't that high. Now, come back after we show you our toll-free numbers, because these are very important. This is what you write down in order to call the Sharper Image so that you can order toll-free. The numbers, by the way, outside California are 800-227-3436. In some locations, you may need to dial a 1 prior to dialing the 800. In California, the number is 800-622-0733. At the break, go get a pencil and write down these numbers. If you order in the hour following the show, you'll qualify for your free Pierre Cardin clock. Now, let's see. In the second half of the show, we're going to show you a weather station that is out of this world. So we'll be back in just a moment. Go get a pencil and write down our toll-free numbers.
It's easy to order from the Sharper Image Living Catalog. Just have your credit card handy and dial our toll-free numbers, 800-227-3436. That's 800-227-3436. In California, dial 800-622-0733. That's 800-622-0733. Our operators are on duty 24 hours a day, and those operators are Sharper Image employees. They're happy to help speed your order. If you'd like a copy of our 48-page color catalog to read along with the Living Catalog, just send $1 to the Sharper Image Living Catalog, 755 Davis Street, Department 7000, San Francisco, California, 94111. That's the Sharper Image Living Catalog, 755 Davis Street, Department 7000, San Francisco, California, 94111. Once again, here are our toll-free numbers to place your order. And stay tuned for more fascinating products from the Sharper Image.
Welcome back. I have a secret for you, and this worked very well 2 weeks ago on a show. If you call after 10 p.m. your time zone, no matter where you are, you can get a free year subscription to the Sharper Image Catalog. This is true because the toll-free operators have very little to do late in the evening, and so if you call, you can talk them into giving you a year subscription. Just call up and say, can I have a year subscription to the Sharper Image Catalog? And don't mention the dollar, just ask for it and they'll give it to you. Now, if you just tuned in, tonight's special is a $24 Pierre Cardin travel quartz alarm clock that is free and is given to you with any order that you place for one of the products that you're seeing on tonight's show, or any item or group of items from the latest Sharper Image Catalog, which totals $100 or more. So use the toll-free numbers which you saw during the break and which we'll show you again to call and order one of these products using your credit card, a MasterCard, a Visa card. Then the product will be sent to you. You'll receive it in about 2 weeks, and you have 30 days to make your final decision. If you're not completely satisfied, you can send it back for a prompt, courteous refund. Now, let me show you technology's newest answer to beating long-distance telephone problems. This is made by Technodyne, a Houston, Texas firm, and one of the companies that we found to be one of the most innovative in the electronics field. This device plugs into your regular phone line. You can see how it works here. You take your phone line and you plug it into here. Let me just do that one more time. Plug that into there. And then you take the other end and plug that into the wall jack where your telephone normally goes. Then you can remove the key, and when you do that, it locks the jack into place so that nobody can take the jack out. Now, here's the trick of the product. If somebody dials a number which would lead to a long-distance charge, such as if they dial 1 and then an area code and then a number, or if they dial operator, or if they dial any sequence of digits greater than 7, all of these calls would normally result in a long-distance charge to your phone bill. But with this Technodyne toll guard on your phone line, if they dial any of those numbers, the line is automatically disconnected and goes back to the dial tone. So an employee or a babysitter or a guest staying in your house cannot use any phone that has one of these toll guards on the line in order to make long-distance phone calls. Now, obviously, you could just put one of these in one guest's bedroom, or you could take one and put it just on the phone in the garage, let's say, or whatever you want to do so that nobody can use that particular phone for long-distance calls. Now, in certain areas, there are different combinations which lead to a long-distance call, and it can even be programmed by you when you get it if you live in one of those areas. For example, in San Francisco, you can create a long-distance call with just 7 digits, but it conquers that problem as well. There's 2 different toll guards, one if you have true touch-tone dialing, and then one if you have rotary pulse dialing. So find out what kind of phone you have. When you call the operator, ask for that type of toll guard. They sell in a set of 2 for $75, and you have to get both. You can't just order one for $35. It's 2 toll guards in a set for $75, and you have to identify whether you want the rotary pulse toll guard or the touch tone toll guard, because they are slightly different. They both look the same, but they're designed for different types of phone systems, and we want to make sure you get the exact one that's right for you. So try Technodyne's new toll guard for yourself. You've got 30 days to see if it won't lower your phone bills, and I suspect that you'll find toll guard will pay for itself in a very short period of time. Now, let me change the subject completely. As a child, I always wanted one of those brass barometers that hung on a wall, and I never got one. So all these years, I have never had a brass barometer weather station. Now we found one, and for $125, you can get a brass weather station that's as nice or nicer than the ones you used to see for hundreds of dollars. And on top of that, it also comes with a quartz clock. Let me show it to you. It's heavy. It's got a lot of heft to it. At the top is a quartz clock. And this clock, like all the quartz clocks that we sell, is accurate to plus or minus 10 seconds per month because of quartz accuracy, which means about 5 minutes a year accuracy. It runs on one small battery, and you replace it once a year. And the bottom is a barometer so that you can see if the air pressure is falling or rising. And by seeing if the air pressure is falling or rising, you can tell if the weather tomorrow is going to be fair or cloudy. You turn the little knob, set it to where the pressure is today, and then check it again tomorrow. If the pressure's fallen, you know the weather's going to get worse. This is a very handsome product, and one that I'm just delighted to have in my own living room. It's made by Emery & Douglas, a leading manufacturer of clocks and weather stations, and sells for $125. Now Elise Singh is with us and is going to show us this flywheel bike.
The flywheel bike. And speaking of bad weather,
why do they call it a flywheel bike?
because it doesn't have a conventional wheel. It has what they call a flywheel. It's more efficient and quieter than a regular bicycle. But speaking of bad weather, I could have used this during our rainy season. You know, it's essential to get exercise every day. And when it was raining, I couldn't ride my bike. I like to ride my bike a few times a week. If I'd had this, it would have been great. This is a wonderful exerciser. It has a speedometer and an odometer and a timer. You can time yourself for 15 minutes. The seat is adjustable. It's very compact. You know, if you live in a small space, an apartment, and you want to store this in a closet, this easily removes with this quick release, and you can take the seat off and it goes into any closet.
So many people have asked me if I didn't agree that an exercise bike was one of the best types of exercise. And I always agree with that, but then they say which one. And I'm inclined to think that this for $139 is maybe the very best exercise bike you can get. Because you see others for $200. In fact, we even sell several in our catalog that are more than this. But you don't need to spend more than $139 to get a good exercise bike that has the advantage of really small size and yet is made by a good American company, Vitamaster.
Well, another feature it has is you can adjust the tension to make it easy or difficult.
It has a speedometer
Right.
and an odometer to tell you
And
how
a
far
timer.
you've gone.
So you can put your eggs on, time your
try.
ride.
I want to ride it too. Whoops, excuse me.
And the seat's very comfortable. You'll find it's a very well padded seat.
This has toe clips, I noticed also, which I
Yeah.
thought were a real good feature.
That's for spinning. If you really want to spin and you don't want your feet to fly off, you're going to use the clips.
I love this bike.
And this
Got a
bike
good
is
seat,
only
too.
$139.
I think an exercise bike is just the basic piece of exercise equipment that every home should have. And I like this one because it's small and compact. Now, you know, we showed the entertainment center 2 weeks ago, and it was so popular that we want to show it to you again.
I think we should move the bike out of
Oh,
the
yeah,
way.
let me move the bike.
Yeah.
I could roll it over here at least.
This is a rolling entertainment center so that you can take this anywhere you want to in your house.
It is solid Appalachian rock maple.
And then once you've got it there, to wherever you're taking it, you can lock the wheels in place so it won't slip around.
Those are Shepherd brass casters, locking.
Anyway, this is beautiful. It would go great with the smoking pit. Because once, let's say you've got your meat ready
Yeah.
to slice, you put your meat up here and you're going to carve it. And you carve your meat and it has a hole here and a bowl. And the juices will just drip right into the bowl and you don't have a big mess.
That's where these grooves are right here. So that bowl can also be used for salad or chilling wine.
Right, or for slicing vegetables. Let's say you're slicing vegetables and there are parts that you don't use. You can just put them right in here, get rid of them, and then serve the part that you want to serve right on this tray.
That is so neat.
And it also holds
Wine
6,
stems right here.
Right. It'll hold about 30 wine glasses, 6 bottles of wine.
Get your wine down here.
Yes, bowls and plates on the bottom. Or as you had pointed out, you can not put in this wine rack and you could put
A microwave oven.
microwave oven or
And you could just roll it out, plug the microwave oven in, and warm up your food.
right.
Assuming it wasn't hot from the smoking pit already.
Yeah. And there's a drawer here and it holds flatware and knives.
This is a magnetic holder right here for the knives. You can just actually just make sure your knives just stay right in the drawer when you open and shut them. This is a very well-made product. John Koenig, our product director, went to the Houseware Show in Chicago about 3 months ago, and he claims he looked at about 50 different entertainment centers, and he said that none of them were as well made as this particular one by Gamble Brothers, who's been making carts like this for over half a century, if you can believe that.
Well, I just love this product because it's something that I would use often. I like to have people over for dinner, and I don't like to run back and forth carrying glasses and wine. And that way you can just have it all in this cart, and it's all ready to use.
Everybody that saw the entertainment center on the last show 2 weeks ago that we showed it said that they thought it was just so handsomely made, and they couldn't get over, you know, the wood is so thick. It's very well sanded. This is just one of the finest examples of this type of art in America today. It only cost about $350 or a few dollars less actually, and is shipped right to your door. Do you remember what the delivery charge
It
is?
costs about $25 delivery charge anywhere.
$25 delivered anywhere in the continental United States, right to your door, and it is put together with pliers and as a large screwdriver. Not too large, but you know, these are nice substantial
It's
bolts.
easy to assemble.
Easy to assemble. So when you order the party cart or any of the products that we're showing you on tonight's show, you'll receive your Pierre Cardin travel quartz. Now, the party cart would not be easy to send back if the customer was unhappy.
But there is a 30-day return privilege of the SHRP image.
Right, and you know, we got a letter the other day from somebody that was very unhappy with the product that they never returned. And this will give you an example of how we would take care of you in a situation where you order something that's big and heavy like this, and you get it and use it for 30 days. And let's say you've had it for 6 months or a year, and something breaks, or maybe, you know, for some reason a leg was defective. Well, somebody wrote us a letter, and I just thought I'd just read it tonight and give you an idea of how we do service our customers. This came from Julius Meyer in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He wrote that he had ordered a Rolling-Matic camera. And the Rolling-Matic camera was a product we sold in a catalog about 2 catalogs ago. He says, I've tried every approach I know to make the camera perform, but after several rolls of wasted film and 2 calls to Rolly, I gave up on the flash. Evidently, the flash wasn't working. Then he goes on to say, talking to Rolly by phone, they admitted to having problems with this model, although so far, not with the camera body. I notice you no longer carry it in your catalog. Unfortunately, my order has been ill-fated from the start. Isn't that a shame? Well, he did write us on March 27th, and within a week, we sent him back a letter that told him we were truly sorry you had such problems with your Rolly camera. We were quite pleased with the reliability of the camera. The reason why we discontinued it was because we couldn't get the model anymore. At any rate, we issued a credit to the man of $204.50, which was the full amount of his purchase. Now, we do this even past the 30-day return privilege because we want to make sure that everything you buy from the Sharper Image works properly and gives you the kind of service you have a right to expect. So no matter what you order, you know that if it doesn't live up to your expectations, even if it's a year or two later, if you have a legitimate claim, we'll be more than happy to reimburse you for the full amount of the product. So use your credit card and your toll-free number to call the Sharper Image and order any of the products that we're showing you on tonight's show. Elise and I are here same time every week, and we look forward to showing you more of the world's most interesting products and give you a chance to order them for yourself. So tune in next week, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching the Sharper Image Living Catalog. See you next week.